desert stretched endlessly beneath a sky ablaze with golden fire and deep orange hues. The heat shimmered above the sand as if the earth itself were breathing. Just outside a small village, a cluster of clay and life like an oasis, a weathered old man sat upon a stone. His face bore the marks of time, yet his eyes shone with an unshakable clarity, as if they had seen and guarded the secrets of the world. Suddenly, from the stillness, a cloud of dust rose in the distance. A rider approached, his silhouette long and mysterious in the fading light of dusk. The rider, a man in his middle years with a sweaty brow and a weary horse, came to a stop.
Old man, I've traveled far. What are the people like in this village? I'm looking for a place to stay.
The old man looked at him in silence, then asked,
"What were the people like in the village you came from?"
The rider frowned, his eyes flashing with barely hidden anger.
Terrible,
he exclaimed, his voice trembling with emotion.
They were selfish, deceitful, cruel. Every day was a battle against lies, betrayal, and pettiness. I couldn't take it anymore. I'm glad I left. I'm finally free of their poison.
The old man continued to regard him in silence, his eyes seeming to peer into the depths of the rider's soul.
"Then you'll find the same kind of people here,"
he said quietly, his voice carrying a weight that made the rider shiver. The rider stared at him, as if he'd been struck. His hands clenched into fists, and for a moment it seemed he might speak again, perhaps even argue. But then, without a word, he turned his horse sharply and rode off, leaving behind a swirling cloud of dust. The old man remained still upon his stone, watching until the rider disappeared into the vastness of the desert. Not long after, another rider appeared on the horizon. The sun had dipped lower now, casting the desert in a warm, golden glow. This rider was younger, his face lit with curiosity and unwavering hope. His horse moved with ease, as if it knew its rider carried purpose. He stopped and smiled at the old man, his eyes open and kind.
Good day, wise one,
he said, his voice filled with warmth and trust.
I'm searching for a new home, a place where people care for each other, where life is more than just survival. What are the people like in this village?
The old man studied the young rider with sharp eyes, and for a brief moment, a smile flickered across his lined face. It was as though he recognized something in the young man, a spark he hadn't seen in a long time, a quiet certainty that goodness still outweighed all else.
"And what were the people like in the village you came from?"
he asked. The young man smiled.
They were wonderful, kind, helpful, and honest. It was hard to leave them, but I wanted to continue my journey and find new adventures.
The old man now smiled as well.
"Then you'll find the same kind of people here. Welcome to our village."
The young rider dismounted and led his horse through the gate, savoring every moment as if he were stepping into a long-awaited dream. Villagers came to greet him, their faces alight with curiosity and warmth. An older man with a wide grin offered him a bowl of fresh water, while a woman with a child in her arms nodded in welcome. It was as if the village had been waiting, not for him specifically, but for someone who would enrich their community. He felt a connection at once, something he hadn't felt in a long time. The people here didn't just live side by side, they lived for each other. When he helped draw water, he noticed how the villagers supported one another without hesitation. It wasn't duty that moved them, but a quiet, natural care for those around them. That evening, he sat with them by the fire. The flames danced in the dark eyes of the children as he told stories from his homeland. His words painted images of far-off lands and daring adventures, but deep down, he realized that here, in this little village, he had found something he'd never known before, a sense of true belonging. The villagers laughed, listened, and shared stories of their own. The young rider felt his soul begin to open, the weight of his journey falling away. He hadn't just found a home, he had found a family. The old man joined him by the fire and sat beside him.
Why did you tell me I'd find the same people here as in my old village?
He asked, curious. The old man smiled mysteriously, his gaze seeming to reach into the depths of the young rider's soul.
Because the world is a mirror,
He replied, his voice calm but filled with meaning.
what you see in others is often a reflection of yourself. The world shows you what you carry in your heart. Those who arrive with kindness and trust find kindness and trust. Those who come with fear and suspicion see only walls where there might have been doors.
The young rider fell silent, his thoughts swirling like dust in a desert storm. He stared into the fire, as if the flames might offer him an answer. Finally, he nodded slowly, his face lit by a deep understanding.
So it's up to me, how I see others and how they see me.
He asked quietly, almost reverently.
Exactly.
Said the old man, his voice softer now.
Your attitude shapes your destiny. The world is not as it is as you see it. And how you see it shapes who you become. Those who walk through life with an open heart don't just find kindness, they create it.
The young rider felt those words settle deep within him, taking root like seeds in fertile soil. It was as if the old man had given him a key, not only to open doors, but to open hearts. In the days that followed, the young rider saw how true the old man's words were. He visited him again, seated as always on his stone at the edge of the village. Moved by gratitude, the young man's eyes filled with tears.
Thank you. You didn't just give me a home. You showed me how to build one myself.
The old man placed a gentle hand on the rider's shoulder.
That is the secret of life. We are not just travelers in this world. We are its creators. And anyone who walks with an open heart can change the world around them.
In that moment, the young rider realized he had found more than a new home. He had found a purpose. He would not just stay in the village. He would protect it, strengthen it, and pass on its wisdom, just as the old man had shared it with him. And so, the old man remained at the village gate, a guardian of wisdom, ready to offer his words to any who passed. But now, he had found a student, one who didn't just hear his words, but lived them. And the village became not only a place of peace, but a place of hope for all who were willing to look into the mirror.